Have you ever felt your past standing right behind you, even when you thought you had already moved on? Because sometimes love does not knock when you are ready. It knocks when you finally believe the door is closed. 3 years. That is how long it took for his shadow to find me again. 3 years of learning how to breathe without him. 3 years of pretending the memories no longer lived in the quiet parts of my heart. 3 years of telling myself that some stories are meant to end even when the ending never made sense. And then, at exactly 2 a.m., everything I buried came back to life. I had just turned off the lights. The room was wrapped in stillness. The kind of stillness that feels heavier than noise, the kind that makes you think too much. And then I heard it, a knock. Not the gentle kind, not the careless kind, but the kind that feels like a memory asking to be let back in. I froze, because in that sound I heard his name. I heard the nights we used to stay awake talking about nothing. I heard the promises we made when we were too young to know what forever meant. Another knock. My heart began remembering before my mind could catch up. Why now? Why after 3 long years of silence? I stood there, staring at the door, feeling time fold in on itself. 3 years ago, I watched him walk away. 3 years ago, I told myself I would never look back. 3 years ago, I believed love was something that could fade if you waited long enough. But in that moment, I realized something I had been afraid to admit. Love never really leaves, it only waits. What would you do if the person who broke your heart stood on the other side of your door in the middle of the night? Would you open it, or would you protect the life you worked so hard to rebuild? Because when the past returns, it does not ask for permission. It only asks one question: do you still remember me? After the knock, I did not move. Not yet. Because before I could face the door, I had to face the life I built without him. It was a quiet life, not empty, just unfinished. The kind of life where the rooms feel too big at night, where laughter feels like a guest that never stays long, where you learn how to sleep on one side of the bed and pretend the other side was never meant for someone else. I had routines now. Morning coffee by the window, work that kept my hands busy and my mind distracted, evenings filled with soft lights and silent thoughts. From the outside, it looked like peace. From the inside, it felt like waiting. Because no matter how much time passed, his name still lived in the spaces between my thoughts. Sometimes it appeared in songs I avoided. Sometimes in places we used to walk together. Sometimes in dreams I could not stop having. I told myself it was just memory, that everyone carries one love that never fully fades, that this was normal. But deep down, I knew the truth. My heart was still holding a seat for someone who left. 3 years had gone by, but some wounds do not follow the rules of time. They do not heal because the calendar changes. They heal when the heart finally understands what it lost. And mine was still trying. Before he was a memory, before he became the name I whispered only in my mind, he was my world. We met in a place neither of us planned to be. 2 strangers, 2 tired souls, one unexpected moment that changed everything. He smiled at me like he had known me before, like our lives had crossed in another lifetime and somehow found their way back to each other. We talked for hours that first night, about dreams, about fears, about all the things we were too afraid to say to anyone else. With him, silence felt safe. With him, my heart felt brave. He was the one I called when life felt heavy, the one who reminded me who I was when I started to forget. We built a world out of small moments, late-night conversations, shared laughter, quiet walks under open skies. We believed love could protect us from everything. We made plans that felt endless, trips we said we would take, a home we imagined together, a future that felt close enough to touch. But there was something we did not see, something we did not understand. We loved each other, but we did not know how to grow together. We wanted the same happiness, but we were walking in different directions. And still we held on, because we believed one simple thing. We thought love was enough. Before love became something that hurt to remember, it was the place we felt safest. There were mornings when the world felt lighter just because he was beside me. The sunlight would find its way into the room, and he would pretend not to notice it touching his face. I would watch him, thinking how strange it was that someone could feel like home. We laughed at things no one else would understand. We made memories out of ordinary days. A cup of coffee shared in silence. A walk with no destination. A song playing softly while we talked about everything and nothing. He held my hand like he was afraid to lose me. I held his like I believed he would never leave. We spoke about the future like it was already ours. Where we would live, how we would grow, what our life would look like when we were no longer afraid. We promised each other forever, without knowing what forever would ask from us. But love, when left unprotected, can begin to feel heavy. The changes were small at first, so small we almost ignored them. Conversations became shorter, laughter visited less often, silence started filling the spaces between us. We told ourselves it was temporary, that life was just busy, that stress was the reason. But deep inside, we both felt the distance growing. He stopped sharing the things that hurt him. I stopped asking because I was afraid of the answers. We stood in the same room, yet felt miles apart. Every misunderstanding felt like a wall. Every unspoken fear felt like a weight. We still said, "I love you," but the words began to sound like echoes. Then came the night everything fell apart. The air was heavy with words we had been holding back. Every feeling we avoided came rushing to the surface. We said things we never meant. We heard things we were not ready to face. Our voices carried pain. Our hearts carried regret. I asked him if he still wanted this. He hesitated. That silence broke something inside me. I felt my heart realizing the truth before I was ready to accept it. He said he needed space. I heard goodbye. Tears filled the space between us. Time felt like it stopped. He walked toward the door. I watched him leave, and just like that, the life we planned disappeared. I waited for his message, for his name to light up my phone, for anything that would tell me he still cared. But the screen stayed empty. Days passed, weeks followed, then months, and I learned what it meant to lose someone without closure. Some goodbyes do not end, they remain unfinished. Because sometimes the hardest loss is not losing them, it is never knowing what could have been. I finally reached for the door. My fingers hesitated on the handle, as if they already knew this moment would change everything. The rain followed him in before I saw his face. The night wrapped around his shoulders. His hair was damp. His eyes held something I had not seen before: regret. For a second, we simply stood there, two people separated by time, two hearts pretending they were strangers. No words, only memories standing between us. I could feel my heartbeat in my hands. I could feel the past breathing in the space around us. 3 years vanished in that silence. He looked at me like he had never stopped looking, like he had carried my name with him everywhere he went. I wanted to speak. I wanted to ask every question I had saved, but my voice stayed hidden in my chest. So he spoke first. He said leaving was the biggest mistake of his life. He said he thought distance would protect us from hurting each other. He said he believed time would make the feelings disappear. But love does not disappear, it only waits. He told me he lost himself after he left, that every place reminded him of what he gave up, that every sunrise felt incomplete without me. He said he stayed away because he was afraid of reopening wounds, afraid of seeing me happy without him. He said he watched from a distance, he saw me grow, he saw me move forward, and yet he never stopped hoping. He came back because the silence became unbearable, because pretending I was only a memory started breaking his heart every day. He came back because love never truly left him, and suddenly I understood something. We did not break because we stopped loving. We broke because we did not know how to fight for each other. Now he was standing in front of me, the same man, and yet not the same. Older, worn by time, still holding the same love. And I had to choose. Could I trust him again? Could I open a heart that took years to rebuild? Could I forgive the pain that shaped who I became? I looked at him, and I saw the boy I fell in love with and the man he had become. Some love waits, even in silence. And in that moment, I realized the hardest choice is not between staying or leaving. It is between fear and hope. We stood there, two hearts trembling between what was and what could still be. Time felt suspended, as if the world was waiting for our answer. I searched his face for the truth. Not the truth he wanted me to hear, but the truth he was finally ready to live. And in his eyes, I saw something different. Not promises made in fear, not dreams built on hope alone, but understanding. So I spoke. I told him I never stopped loving him, but I learned how to live without him. I told him the pain changed me, but it did not destroy me. He reached for my hand, then paused, waiting for my permission, and I gave it. Not because the past was erased, but because I was no longer running from it. We did not rush into forever. We chose something smaller, something braver. We chose to begin again, slowly. We talked until the night began to fade, about who we became, about the scars we carried, about the people we had to be before finding our way back. There were tears, there were smiles, there was a peace neither of us expected. The past loosened its grip, and in that moment, he felt like home again. When the morning light touched the sky, we stood by the door once more, not because he was leaving forever, but because we needed space to heal. He pressed his forehead to mine, no words, just truth between us. Sometimes love does not need a promise, it only needs a chance. As the door closed behind him, I felt something new grow inside me. Not fear, not doubt, hope. Love is not about never breaking, it is about learning how to return. And sometimes the heart does not ask for perfection, it only asks for honesty. Have you ever loved someone in silence? Loved them in the quiet moments, when no one else could see, when your heart spoke, but your lips never did? Have you ever waited for someone who never came back, or returned when you least expected? Because some love stories do not end, they only learn how to breathe again. If this story touched a part of your heart, if it reminded you of someone you never forgot, then you are not alone. Subscribe for more love stories.